Welcome back to Tales of Gaming, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be unboxing and giving you my impressions of the Xbox One X Elite controller. Yeah, okay, look, I know. It's not exclusive to the Xbox One X. I just feel like most people who end up buying this controller are probably the ones who have justified the purchase of a $500 Xbox. I feel like if you spend $200 on an Xbox One S, spending like $140 to $150 on a controller feels a little bit ridiculous. But Microsoft loves their traveling cases. That's the first thing you're greeted with when you open up this package. And then once you unzip it, it is right there resting comfortably in this very premiumly built package that not only houses the controller itself, but also houses all of the replacement parts, because the Xbox Elite controller is able to be fully customized between the paddles on the back, which very easily can be removed or added or modified. The joysticks can be adjusted to different versions that they include with this purchase, as well as this more metal finish D-pad look that I personally think feels a lot better than using a standard plastic D-pad. Now that I've been using the Elite controller for a few days, this is a very premium feeling controller. So obviously having the paddles and having the different D-pad and having the adjustable joysticks, if you're very finicky about the controls and making sure that that can optimize your gameplay, those are very nice. But on top of that, I think the primary reason people could be interested in this controller is the way it feels. It's able to convey a much more premium feel than most Xbox controllers can. You know, I've been using the one that came with my Xbox for a long time, but it does feel rather plastic, it does feel rather cheap, and it doesn't really feel that premium when I'm using it. And I kind of wanted to move away from that when switching to consoles, because the thing I liked about PC gaming was I felt like I had all this processing power and all this graphic power, and when switching to console, you're compromising that in a lot of ways, which is why I decided to go with the One X, because I preferred the simplicity of consoles, but I didn't want it to be associated with cheap quality, cheaper design, and cheaper feel, when luckily Microsoft has options out there for people who want a more premium console experience with the Xbox One X, and of course the Elite controller, which feels very, very decent in the hand. It has little toggles on the back that you can switch on and off depending on if you want your triggers on the controller to be deep when you press down on them, or not deep at all, maybe because you're pressing up and down on them very, very quickly, so you would want to adjust those. But again, it's really, really nice that they have the option right there on the back of the controller. There's no screws, there's no disassembly process. Basically, anything you want to alter can be lifted off the controller very, very easily. I definitely feel like the Elite controller is more fragile, as if you're playing a game and you get really, really mad at it, you definitely don't want to throw this against the wall, because while it is nice that everything is able to be quickly removed, and if you want to adjust something or if you want to change modes between different pieces, they come off very easily. And since when you're holding a controller, you know, your thumbs are pushing down on them and they're moving them around that way, you don't have to worry about these pieces falling off. The controller can handle a good amount of shake without the pieces falling off. But if you get angry and you press really, really hard on this controller, or you end up chucking this controller, I imagine all of these very easy to remove parts are going to go flying everywhere. And based on some of the reports and details I've seen about the Elite controller online, I completely can tell why this thing doesn't handle durability very, very well. I imagine that a lot of people have gotten frustrated and slammed their controller or thrown it, and this thing could probably take some permanent damage if you're not careful. But quality-wise, it definitely, compared to classic Xbox controllers, which are primarily made of plastic, this one has a lot of metal and a lot more grippy back. So overall, is it worth the price? Of course, that comes down to you, because worth is subjective. To me, I had a recent prepaid card come from Comcast that was kind of like, hey, spend a certain amount of money within a very short amount of time. So I was kind of like, you know, the Elite controller, that's something I wanted to try out, but it always felt very, very expensive. And without question, this is a very pricey controller. But if you do have the extra money for it, if you did get a Best Buy gift card or some type of discount, I think that you'll be happy with it. To the people out there who don't have a gift card or don't have anything to discount this product, then yeah, I could understand your hesitation. Just the controller works the same way. You have a few more customizable options, but at the end of the day, it is just a controller. It doesn't work all that much differently. So that's my final recommendation, I guess, with the Elite controller, is just if you have a gift card of some kind, maybe you'll get some for Christmas. Maybe if you get some extra Christmas cash and you're hoping to up your Xbox game a little bit, this definitely makes it feel like a more premium experience. It doesn't feel as cheap as a standard controller. I love all the use of metal with this design, and I'm happy I got it, but also I completely get it if you want to say it's too expensive for just an Xbox controller. I understand. If you have an Elite controller out there, feel free to let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you all have an excellent day. Take care.